सदन देव शिव शंभो नंदन महादेव शंभो नंदन मातंग वदनानंद सदन मातंग वदनानंद सदन माय विनाशक मूषिकवाहन माय विनाशक मूषिकवाहन माय विनाशक मूषिकवाहन माय विनाशक मूषिकवाहन मात महेश्वरी नंदन मात महेश्वरी भवानी नंदन महागणपते मंगल चरणा गणपते मंगल चरणा महागणपते मंगल चरणा महागणपते मंगल चरणा मातंग वदना सदन मातंग वदनानंद सदन माय विनाशक मूषिकवाहन माय विनाशक मूषिकवाहन माय विनाशक मूषिकवाहन शक मूषिकवाहन मात महेश्वर भवानी नंदन मात महेश्वरी भवानी नंदन महागणपते मंगल चरणा महागणपते मंगल चरणा महागणपते मंगल चरण मातंग वदनानंद सदन मातंग वदनानंद सदन नंद सदन आनंद सदन कृष्ण मुकुंद जनार्दना कृष्ण गोविंद नारायण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण मुकुंद जनार्दना कृष्ण गोविंद नारायण हरे अच्युतानंद गोविंद माधवा अच्युतानंद गोविंद माधवा अच्युतानंद गोविंद माधवा अच्युतानंद गोविंद सच्चिदानंद नारायण हरे सच्चिदानंद नारायण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण मुकुंद जनार्दना कृष्ण गोविंद 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 नारायण हरे अच्युतानंद गोविंद माधवा अच्युतानंद माधवा अच्युतानंद माधवा अच्युतानंद गोविंद माधवा सच्चिदानंद हरे आनंद नारायण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण मुकुंद जनार्दन कृष्ण गोविंद नारायण हरे मुकुंद जनार्दन कृष्ण गोविंद नारायण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण मुकुंद जनार्दन कृष्ण गोविंद नारायण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण मुकुंद जनार्दन कृष्ण गोविंद नारायण हरे अच्युतानंद गोविंद माधव अच्युतानंद गोविंद माधव अच्युतानंद गोविंद माधव अच्युतानंद गोविंद माधव चिदानंद नारायण हरे सच्चिदानंद नारायण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण मुकुंद जनार्दन कृष्ण गोविंद नारायण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण मुकुंद जनार्दन कृष्ण गोविंद नारायण कृष्ण गोविंद नारायण हरे कृष्ण गोविंद नारायण हरे सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै शांति शांति शांति. Together we will chant Bhajgovindam verses 5 to 15, please. Bhajgovindam verses 5 to 15. भज गोविंदम गोविंदम भज मूढ़मते संप्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले नहि नहि रक्षति डुक्रुन्करणे यावद्वित्तोपार्जनसक्तः तावन्निज परिवारो रक्तः पश्चाज्जीवति जर्जर देहे वार्तां कोऽपि न पृच्छति गेहे यावत् पवनो निवसति देहे तावत् पृच्छति कुशलं गेहे गतवति वायौ देहापाये भार्या बिभ्यति तस्मिन् काये बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः तरुणस्तावत् तरुणी सक्तः वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तासक्तः परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न सक्तः काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः Tatvam chintaya tadiha bhratah. Satsangatve nisangatvam nisangatve nirmohatvam. Nirmohatve nischalatatvam nischalatatve jivan mukti. Vayasi gate kaha kama vikaraha shushke nire kaha kasaraha chine vitte kaha parivaro jnate tatve kaha samsaraha. Bhaja govindam bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudhamate. Samprapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dukrun karane. So we are in the chapter culmination of human life. What is the finality of human life? And that is the chapter 8 in Vedanta Treatise. And in that we are in the topic personality chart, which is the basic dissection of our personality, and this is the portion most important. If not most important, it is mandatory to figure out the strengths and weaknesses, what we generally call it is the clear microscopic analysis, so that you will be knowing the detailed structure of our personality, so that you will be able to do the corrective measures, and you can see the things which are fine, which are not fine. So this personality chart is completely based on our three mental temperaments, which is three fundamental gunas, which every human being is made up of. So no human being is exempt from them. All human beings are made up of necessary combination of these three: sattva, rajas, and tamas. And for the people who are new, just a quick recap: this highest quality called sattva, and the middle quality is called rajogunam, and lowest quality of the mind is tamogunam. These are all mental structures, mental temperament, and thought textures. It is a thoughts pattern. That's what the difference. It is not a physical classification. It's the thought patterns, thought textures. Like a cloth, you have a silk cloth, you have a cotton cloth, you have a terry cotton, polyester cotton, like that mixed up. So every human being is a mixture of this different proportion of these three gunas, which is the what the entire study of this personal chart is. And in this also we have come across the basic definitions also. The highest quality guna is sattva, lowest is tamas, which is generally defined as tamasic quality as inertia, heedlessness, irresponsible, lazy, indolence. This is the general structure of tamogunam. Rajogunam is the activity with frenzied worries and tensions, agitated mind, action coupled with a lot of mental agitations. This is the vacillating emotions and fluctuating ideas and thoughts is the rajogunam in you. And the sattva gunam is the guna of composure, peaceful thoughts, cool, placid, the tranquil thoughts, the contemplative, detached from the excitement of the world, and meditative thoughts which are peaceful. These are the sattvic, generally speaking about the fundamental differences of these three gunas. And these temperaments, gunas combined in different proportions account for the variety of the individuals in the world. The world is made up of different varieties of individuals, human beings. No two human beings are same. Why they are human, they are different is because of the different combination and permutation of these three gunas made up of. So the role of human being, the mission of human being, the basic fundamental duty and responsibility of the human being is, in his lifetime, is to step up from the lowest guna to highest guna and go beyond the gunas, from the lowest guna called tamas to rajogunam, rajas, from rajas to sattva, from sattvic guna to beyond sattva, trans sattva, which is the state of enlightenment, spiritual realization, God realization. This is the purpose of human existence in this world. Hardly any human being understands, but this is the basic knowledge one must have being born as a human being. Now, this supreme God, the self, is beyond the gunas. So that is the ultimate state of enlightenment, to develop the personality and attain the transcendental reality, that supreme self. You need to study these proportions. You need to study and analyze thoroughly in your personality which guna and what proportion, where you stand now, the current estimation, current clarity, current ascertain the nature of the gunas in you, inherent in you, what type of gunas you are made up of and what percentages you have right now. It is most important, because your life could change if you fix your current status of spiritual evolution, spiritual evaluation, and how they manifest. These gunas manifest in different facets of your personality. In your day-to-day experiences, these gunas automatically exhibit themselves, express themselves. Then you can figure out, yes, this area I am very much tamasic, this area I am very much rajasic, this area I am very much sattvic. So you are clearly pinpoint your personality layers, your personality temperaments, and you will then realize what is well and what is needed attention and correction, what is needed concentration. If it is a too bad quality, you have to put a lot of effort to change yourself. If it is a little bit mediocre quality, you can put little bit effort and to change for better. Ultimately, you can completely eliminate these lower gunas and establish in the highest quality of gunas, qualities, and then reach the ultimate state of enlightenment. So for this reason, this purpose, the Bhagavad Gita is the background, is the source of this classification of these gunas. What did Bhagavad Gita helped us is, it classified the human activity. Every human being, from the day when he is born till the day when he passes away, he is continuously acting. Constantly actions are produced by his personality, by his life. So action is the testing mechanism. So action, and the another one is renunciation. The very modus operandum of action, which is called renunciation. Under the three gunas, this action and renunciation both are classified under the gunas. Furthermore, action itself is divided into 5 constituent elements or parts. So those 5 parts are nothing but the knowledge, intellect, knowledge, intellect, actor, action, and steadfastness. These are the 5 gradations of each one, further divided into 3 gunas, have been dissected further. Towards the end, even the happiness, that is the ultimate purpose of every action you are executing, you like to enjoy the fruits of it, which is nothing but the fruits in turn completely converge to happiness, peace. So the happiness also is divided into these 3 gunas. Renunciation also have been classified under 3 categories. So sattvic happiness, rajasic happiness, tamasic happiness. So every facet of your personality is dissected detailedly, in depth, with these 3 gunas are divided: sattva, rajas, tamas. So everything is clearly pinpointed. You would understand where you stand. So thus the gradations of sattva, rajas, tamas have been projected on all these facets of human being. So nothing left out. Everything is carefully dissected to make us a better understanding of our individuality, our personality, and gradually step up to the highest quality from the lowest quality and get to the ultimate state of enlightenment. So an analysis which enables you to define the exact nature of your personality. It holds a mirror to your inner quality and temperament and character. Your nature clearly defined. You can administer, you can prescribe, you can administer, you can apply corrective measures where there are faults and rise gradually to the trans-sattvic state, which is enlightenment. This is the great contribution, the only the Vedantic literature, the Bhagavad Gita, explained to us. There is no other literature got this great dissection of human personality closest to your vision, your what is the conspicuous to your capacity to see. So it comes down to your level and helps you, lifts you from where you are till you reach the ultimate state of enlightenment. This is the greatest contribution by our rishis, our sages and saints. So we should first bow down to this galaxy of these masters who helped us to get onto this track to improve ourselves to reach the enlightenment. In this, what we take up is first dissection is knowledge. So everyone in the world, you ask anybody, everybody born till the person passes away, they are chasing this greatest commodity called knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is important. Knowledge is life. Without knowledge, you are left alone. So you are unfit for the survival also. You are unfit for the society also. They keep educating children, educating families, educating everybody. Awareness programs, everything, everywhere going on. All over the world, knowledge is promoted very, very greatly. But if you ask, what is this knowledge and what are the gradations of knowledge, types of knowledge, this one question you put to anybody in the world, believe me, if you get one answer properly from anybody, you can bow down to such a person and prostrate to him. Hardly anybody understands what is the true knowledge one must gain as a human being. Here is the great message provided by the personality chart of Bhagavad Gita. What is that jnanam? What is that knowledge means? Here, there are three types of knowledges existing in this universe. One is sattvic knowledge, second one is rajasic knowledge, third one is tamasic knowledge. Now, what type of knowledge you are having, you are possessing, and you are running after, it is up to you to analyze and figure out and find out, and quickly, if you are in a wrong track, better to get out of it and correct it to pursue the right knowledge. Now, what is the best knowledge in the world? The best knowledge, the right knowledge, the perfect knowledge is the sattvic knowledge. Now, what is this sattvic knowledge? Sattvic knowledge is that knowledge with which you recognize, the core of all beings is the Supreme Self, the Atman, the God within, the Brahman. So, if you have a sattvic knowledge, that knowledge will help you, enable you to recognize what? The self in everybody. Every living being you x-ray through and see the self and self alone, nothing else. If you don't have sattvic knowledge, you drop to that perception, drop the level of that perception, go to below. So, the sattvic knowledge is that knowledge with which you recognize the core of every living being is the Supreme God, the Atman, the Brahman, the Self. The Supreme Reality that provides the pluralistic, that pervades, that enveloped by entire world, the pluralistic phenomena, the heterogeneous variety is nothing but is just a superimposition, but you are not interested in that superficiality, but you get to the core, the nucleus, and fix your interest on the self, and that is the capacity you have if you have sattvic knowledge. So, the Supreme Reality that provides the pluralistic phenomena of the world, the infinite substratum, the supporter of this universe is that one homogeneous mass of reality. In the heterogeneous variety of universe, the pluralistic phenomena is supported by the substratum, the foundation, the source is the self and self alone, the reality. That is what the knowledge is talking about. So you have that knowledge, you will get to that, you will be able to find and fix your interest on that. It is the knowledge of the underlying unity in the diversity of things and beings. The world is made up of chara and achara, moving and non-moving, objects and beings. This is the world is made up of. But what is the source of this existence of these objects and beings? Is the Atman, the God, the energy, the Supreme Self. That is what the power behind this universe, the source behind this universe, the core of this universe. So, the unity in the diversity is your interest and attention, and you fix there. That knowledge with which you fix your attention is that sattvic knowledge. The sattvic knowledge always searches for the unity in the diversity. So, it will not be interested in heterogeneity, diversity, plurality, but it is interested in unity. Even this knowledge is in gradations. To the extent you have sattvic knowledge, to the extent you are interested in fixing your attention on the common factor rather than the diversity, variety, plurality. See, if you take examples, it is easy to understand. What is that examples? So, if you go to the foreign countries, you say, what is that? Array, where are the Indians are? What are all? Oh, we are all very comfortable with our Indians. So you have a common factor. You look for common factor in the foreign country when you are living. Similarly, when you are in other states, you come to a common factor. Oh, this fellow is my Andhra fellow. So how many Andhra fellows are there? So you start recognizing the common factor. Similarly, when you are in the same state, then you get to the separate point of unity. Oh, we are all from Vizag, Vishakhapatnam. So you always search for a common factor. If you have as much percentage of sattvic content in you, sattvic knowledge in you, it always gravitates towards the unity in diversity. If you have further go into if you are working in a company, oh, these are all our company employees. These are all our family. So you identify to the extent you have sattvic knowledge, to that extent you identify with the common factor in you. The highest common factor is the self and self alone. So where is your level of sattvic knowledge? That much extent you can identify. Unity in diversity. And this is the knowledge responsible for your peace and bliss, for your harmony. Whatever peace, whatever happiness, whatever calmness, composure, whatever coolness you experience, whatever quality and quantity is because of whatever extent you possess this sattvic knowledge. If you have 10% sattvic knowledge, you get 10% peace. If you have 50% sattvic knowledge, you have 50% peace and harmony in the society. You are harmonious to that extent. So it is 0 to 100. You don't have to always go for the highest. To the extent you gain the sattvic knowledge, to that extent you find harmony and peace. 100% you reach enlightenment. You reach the supreme reality, you reach Godhead. Now question is to you, when you see anybody, when you go anywhere, when you contact the world, when you meet the people, meet the objects, meet the beings, how much you are connecting to the common factor in them. That is the question you must put to yourself to figure out whether you have sattvic knowledge content or not. This is the law. Nobody can change it. Somebody who is highly refined and spiritually elevated and a great height he reached, even an ant, even as an insect, even is in a small wasp or small butterfly, he identifies, he feels the oneness, he feels the core of the supreme reality, the pulsating self in every being. That is the great height of great quantity of sattvic knowledge he is filled with, is completely imbued with. Completely, when the knowledge percolates in every fiber, every cell of your personality, that much extent you see the commonality in every experience, what you go through in life, in every perception, every action, every emotion, every thought, you identify with the common factor rather than the variety, plurality, diversity. This is the greatest purpose of human life, is to gain that sattvic knowledge and fill yourself as much as possible with this sattvic knowledge. That is the dignity and prestige of human being. Now that starts the next gradation, the second quality, lower quality. What is the second lower quality? Is the opposite of sattvic knowledge. It is very easily understandable. Toughest thing is sattvic knowledge to understand, to practice, to implement. But rajasic knowledge and tamasic knowledge, it's very easy to relate because everybody has that. It's very interesting. What is the rajasic knowledge? So, rajasic knowledge is the knowledge It is that knowledge with which you find diversity where there is a unity. It is all opposite of sattvic knowledge. It is all volta. Where there is where there is a people who are living together, you try to put a blocks and make them break, like a divide and rule policy. That knowledge with which you see diversity where there is unity, completely opposite of sattvic knowledge. You see differentiation, you see alag alag, separate. You don't want to be everybody together, you want to break into parts. This is called rajasic knowledge. You don't want integration, you want disintegration. Diversity, heterogeneity, variety, plurality. Where there is unity, you see diversity. Most deadliest thing today happening already, it's already affected the human being. The rajasic knowledge is very high content in the current human knowledge. Human beings possessed with this, that knowledge by which manifold beings and not unifying self. You look them severally. You notice distinctions. You notice differences, divisions and demarcations. You see pluralistic phenomena of the world where there is a divinity and divinity alone. You want diversification. A diversity instead of the underlying reality. It is the opposite of sattvic knowledge. So completely opposite. You see, it's happening. The boy gets married from family. If you can analyze, this is the beautiful knowledge. This mad condition of rajasic knowledge took over the entire humanity and swept the humanity. After marriage, they want to go out and separately live. Don't want to be with parents, don't want to be with the relatives, don't want to be with the brothers and kith and kin. They wanted, the wife comes and says, we are earning, we can live alone, why should we live with the family? So, the very concept of separation, division, demarcation, because of rajasic guna in you, it is not your fault, you are innocent, you are ignorant, you are not aware of the disease in you. Rajasic knowledge took over your personality. The more rajasic knowledge, the more you want to aloof from the unity and you wanted diversity. This is the current situation everywhere going on, happening. So you see everything in the name of caste, in the name of religion, in the name of nationality, in the name of all sorts of things, branches after branches after branches. Even though in one caste, millions of branches. In the one family, millions are broken into pieces and pieces. So this is the very, very interesting condition. To the extent you have rajasic knowledge, that much extent you are caught up in division and demarcation. And you get aloof and you see separate and separate. And you can understand it is opposite of sattvic knowledge. Therefore, the more division you have, less peace, less happiness, less harmony. There is a friction, there is a frustration, there is agitation, there is a grief, there is sorrow, suffering everywhere. This is what happening all over the world. Why people are not happy? Why people are not peaceful? Because of the rajasic knowledge filled inside them. And they are not aware. Very, very interesting. To the extent you have rajasic knowledge, that much extent your peace will go, your happiness will go, your harmony will go. The friction will be entering. So I am different from you, you are different from me, I hate you, you hate me. All these things enter into the system and spoil the system. This is all rajasic knowledge. So as much possible, you must verify how much Rajasic knowledge in you and step up from the Rajasic knowledge to Sattvic knowledge as quickly as possible. Don't be with the content with the Rajasic knowledge. It's most deadly. And worse than the Rajasic knowledge is Tamasic knowledge. Tamasic knowledge is actually no knowledge only. It is ignorance actually. The Tamasic knowledge. What is the Tamasic knowledge? It is that knowledge by which you cling obstinately to a part as if it were the whole. This is additionally another problem. Every human being today is fully filled with the Tamasic knowledge. Every fable, it will be in every aspect of your personality, this functions. Tamasic knowledge. That knowledge with which you make a part as a whole, with which, and another one with no truth backing it. There is no truth in it. There is no reason supporting it. There is no reason and logic, which carries dogmatic, fanatic beliefs, rigid beliefs, fanatic ideas, fundamentalism, murkha, totally moda bhakti or moda, totally blind. Here the beautiful examples also given. Basically you are adamant and stubborn, Tamasic knowledge. You don't verify the complete analysis of that, whatever knowledge you have. You say anything without bearing logic or reason, truth. You think that is the truth by yourself without knowing the facts. Example given is like averring one's religion alone can save the world. It's very easily understood. Jesus alone will save you. They have written, they write behind the cars and vehicles. Jesus alone, the Savior. Lord Krishna alone is God. I had happened to this yajna work when I am going. One of the biggest medical doctor in the medical college. I went and asked, sir, I am having yajna, kindly support this yajna, whatever. He put big Lord Krishna's photo in the room. I thought he will be interested in Lord Krishna. So definitely Bhagavad Gita he will appreciate and he will provide some support. I went in that. Totally, I was blackout the way he spoke and he made me topsy-turvy. He asked, sir, where is your Lord Krishna photo? Where is Lord Krishna lamp? Lord Krishna agarbatti? Where is in your dress? I have to print Lord Krishna photo and then go to him, then only he'll appreciate. Because he wants Lord Krishna photo, not Lord Krishna essence. This is one kind of people category caught up in the adamant, stubborn, rigid ideas and ideologies carried by these fanatic belief systems. Krishna alone will save you. All others will be killing you. So this is the Tamasic knowledge you have. You behave like that. You understand like that, you function like that. You declare everything stubbornly, adamantly, vehemently, emphatically, without truth bearing, without practically. Somebody says, if you want to know more examples, it's very easy. Vizag is the very, very peaceful place. Everybody is kind-hearted. Vizag people are very good people. On what basis? He is as if he is the custodian, he is the owner of everybody's conscience. Vizag is bad city. On what basis? On what reason? On what ground? On what? You just declare whatever comes to your mind without any rationality, without having any analysis, any truth backing it. Just part as a whole. Just because he met a couple of fellows who are charitable, a couple of fellows who are very kind to him, whole Vizag became kind. This is very, very fanatic, rigid, Tamasic knowledge. If you have Tamasic knowledge, you get into such irrational beliefs, fundamentalism, fanaticism. This is the every level. You say, in every aspect, you have to analyze. Sir, the medicine, allopathy is the remedy for all diseases. There is no other medicine more than allopathy. On what basis? Somebody comes and says homeopathy is best. Nothing beats homeopathy. And naturopathy. Every fellow has their own way of looking at the various medicines. And just because it worked for one fellow, they blow out from the part as a whole. WHOLE. They blow out of the proportion, make it generalized, whatever their personal experience or personal ignorance or personal idea, without questioning the very source and foundation and analysis to the core, they miss out and they go by declaration. This is the tragedy of human being, and it is a killer disease. It kills the people. Somebody came and told, sir, if you have a stomach pain, don't go to any doctor. You go to oil massage. That oil come from some Araku Valley, some remote place. You do the oil massage. Then the stomach pain will go. That fellow died of cancer within a month after oil massage. So, everybody goes. It is the most deadly knowledge, most dangerous knowledge. You must be careful in Tamasic knowledge. If you have, you must get out of that as quickly as possible to save yourself and save your families and your everybody who contact, because you have to step up from Tamas to Rajasic, from Rajas to Sattva as quickly as possible, and gain as much as possible Sattvic knowledge. So Sattvic knowledge, Rajasic knowledge and Tamasic knowledge. Now what knowledge, how much percentage you have to question within your personality. Each knowledge, how much percentage you have. So everybody has some percentage of each knowledge. Nobody is free from completely Sattvic, Tamasic knowledge. I have only Rajasic knowledge or only Sattvic knowledge. If somebody says, again you can put him in mental hospital. Everybody has a grades. You have a 10%, 20% or 70%. You should figure out each percentage of knowledge, how much you have, how much you possess. You give the gradation. Where are you identifying with the unity in diversity? Where are you interested in variety, plurality, heterogeneity? The more you are interested in variety, you are said to be having Rajasic knowledge. The more you are interested in oneness, you are having Sattvic knowledge. Instead of both of them, you are fanatically rigid to your ideas and ideologies, you will be possessing Tamasic knowledge. So question yourself, where are you stand in this knowledge? So idea is to grow out of this Tamas and Rajas and gain as much as possible by gaining the self-knowledge, by gaining the Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya, self-knowledge. More and more you increase the Sattva, you increase the Sattvic knowledge by studying Vedanta every day, morning 4 to 6 a.m. You automatically shifted from Tamas to Rajas, from Rajas to Sattva. You don't identify with the variety. You don't hate the variety, but you x-ray through and identify with the self and self in all living beings, either a sinner or a saint, either diseased or either healthy person, either he is bedridden or is a very good condition, is in the old or is young, is a male or is a female, is a person is rich or poor, a person is what type of personality, individuality, you always interest in the core of that being is the supreme God, the Atman, the self and self alone. That is the great knowledge of sattva only will help you. If you don't have sattva, you cannot see that oneness. You always be carried away by the flood of diversity and heterogeneity, and you are lost in the world of plurality, and you lose the peace and happiness. Many people come to me and ask, sir, my boss is creating stress for me. My wife is giving agitation to me, stress to me. My students are giving stress to me. My college is giving stress to me. My, professors, everybody see telling anything. Bottom line, you simply understand that fellow has got a rajasic knowledge. If you have any complaint about the world, you make understanding. Bottom line, you have a rajasic knowledge. Sattvic knowledge sees the self in them, so there is no, if the boss is shouting at you, you see the self in the boss rather than the shouting. How can you see, sir? You have no sattvic knowledge, therefore you can't see. How can you take, sir? How can you see this? So, this is directly related, directly connected. How much you have sattvic knowledge, that much you see the oneness in everybody, even whatever may be. So it generates peace. Even see, Mahatma Gandhi told very clearly, if somebody gives one tight slap, you try to give another one, he says. It's very interesting. How he can say? Because that he is a Mahatma. He always not identified with the variety, with the stupidity of the other person, but the Atman within, the God within. Mind may be different, the intellect may be different, the body may be different. What is the source? What is the bulbs are different, the fans are different, the electricity is different, is not different, electrical equipments are different. All are variety electrical equipments. You can enjoy them. You can have any number of perceptions, but what is the common connectivity is the common electricity. Electricity has no division, no demarcation. Similarly, friends, when you have filled yourself with sattvic knowledge, you cannot but see the self everywhere, like a Prahlada, like a great Annamacharya, great Tyagaraja, great Ramana Maharshi, great Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, great many number of saints. They always percolated and permeated with every cell of their fiber of their frame, with the pulsating with the divinity and divinity alone, nothing else. The moment you drop that sattvic content, sattvic knowledge, you get into diversity, variety, plurality, heterogeneity, and division and demarcation. I am different, you are different. You see the body. All the parts of the body are individualistic. You have lungs, you have pancreas, you have kidneys, you have intestines, but you identify all are as a oneness. One body only is a package. Every organ functions in the interest of the body welfare. There is no individuality, there is no self-interest of division or demarcation. Hand is separate, mouth is separate, there is no such thing. All are integrated personalities so that you are peaceful and happy and healthy. The moment any small thing happens, you will be clearly indicating the disease, the difference. Similarly, this entire universe functions like one body, one unit. What is that? the plant kingdom, the matter kingdom, the plant kingdom, animal kingdom, human kingdom, and every elements all are intertwined, integrated, and helping each other, sharing and caring and becoming a whole is a one unit. Oneness is the structure of this universe. The great masters see that perception. There is no division or demarcation. That is Sattvic knowledge. You find out the Lord Rama in the Ramayana. He was in the palace. He identified with the all Ayodhya, poor or rich. They wanted, he served and sacrificed. But the same lifestyle he maintained when he went to the forest, where he identified with the trees, identified with the birds, identified with the animals, identified with every little bit of each and everything in the forest, so that he squirrels, monkeys, birds, fishes, even the fellow who is cruising, fellow who is boatman, Goha, his name is, he identified and felt oneness. Where is the oneness today? Where is the feeling of camaraderie, feeling of happiness? Everybody, own family members are disintegrating. Where is the great Ramaraja? Where are we now? You are scared of inviting anybody for a meal. You are totally caught up in the miserable life of division and demarcation. This is what was the era of our past fathers and grandfathers and great-grandfathers, and what are we with lot of capability of intelligence and capabilities of all sorts of technology and so-called education and science and technology improvement. The Rajasic knowledge only increasing, Sattvic knowledge is not increasing. You pause, give a time to yourself and question yourself. Where are you standing in Sattvic knowledge? How much percentage you possess? You clearly see it is very, very, very less and dropping very rapidly. And less and until you step up and develop your Sattvic knowledge as quickly as possible by connecting to this knowledge of the self, knowledge of Atman, Vedantic knowledge, you will not be improving the Sattvic knowledge, and you will be in disharmony. You will not only disharmony, not only in stress and strain, it will tell you on your physical health, it will tell you on your mental health, it will tell you on your relationships, it will tell you on your field of activity, your success, your achievement, your duties, your responsibility. Everywhere it will percolate and destroy your success and progress in life. Therefore, it is the mandatory for a human being to step up from Rajas to Sattvic. And Tamasic knowledge is no doubt most deadly. Today, this Tamasic knowledge also took over the entire humanity. Everybody is rigidly attaching to ideas and ideologies. My guru is versus your guru. My knowledge versus your knowledge. My religion versus your religion. My caste versus your caste. That alone is correct. So it is not only division, it is the adamance, stubbornness, rigidity, and no humility. No, Vidya always goes with Vinaya, the humility. The more knowledge you have, the more humble that you don't know anything. It is reverse, it is. Little bit knowledge you have developed arrogance that I know everything. This is Tamasic knowledge. So the more Tamasic knowledge you have, the more you hold on to your ideas and ideologies, and you believe you are right and everybody is wrong. And this is deadly. So one has to, that is what he is telling, dogmatic, fanatic beliefs. So part as a whole, you obstinately cling on to the part as a whole. So clear yourself. What are you? Where are you? And understand your structures of knowledges, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, and study them thoroughly. And wherever you have Tamasic knowledge, correct yourself. Be open-minded. Be honest to yourself. You are not here to declare to anybody, or nobody is there to declare to you. You are free to yourself. Everybody is free to themselves. But it is up to you to step up. If not, you will be in suffering and sorrow. Ultimately, you lose the battle of this pursuit and you will be destroyed. The people who are dying, people who are suffering because of tamasic and rajasic knowledge. The people who are sattvic knowledge, they will be happy, happiest because they always go to the peace and bliss of the core of that personality, the inner self. Therefore, they never have any kind of suffering, irrespective of their age, irrespective of their gender, irrespective of their status or workload. Anything can happen to anybody. World can put them to any test. Their smile will not alter. Their peace will not alter. Their coolness, their peace of mind will not disturb because they are anchored to the self within. Their concept is to penetrate in the core of the self. So when the boss is attacking you, boss is criticizing you, boss telling you you will be fired, you will not be ruffled, you will not be agitated because you are not giving importance to his body, mind, intellect. You give importance to the self within him, the same self within you. What is the opposition? What is the diversity? What is the variety there? Everything is self and self alone. Everything God and God alone. Sarvam Ramamayam. Therefore, where is the problem of who is there? Nobody is there except you and you alone. That understanding is established. Where is the possibility of losing your peace and cool? Where is your disturbance? It is no possibility, only any scope itself for the disturbance or agitation or stress. The stress itself is the perception of division and demarcation. Hammo, who is coming? Hammo, who is coming? So the feeling of otherness rather than oneness. You see the great masters, like Swami Ramatirtha spoke about this fearlessness. He was walking in the wild forest in the very, very great Himalayan forest ranges. He was doing tapas there. Wherever he is walking, barefooted, bareheaded, no much scanty clothes, there is hardly any dress also. He was walking. When there are wild boars, wild tigers, wild lioness walking across him, they saw Swami Ramatirtha. Eyes met with the eyes of the animal. The animal looked at the great sage of feeling oneness, the identity of the self in the animal, the cruelest animal, most cruel animal. When the perception with the powerful sattvic knowledge percolated through the eye and contact that eye of that animal, the animal sulked away, put a back step and got scared and ran away from his sight. What a great wonder this sattvic knowledge can do. If that great cruel animals are able to get scared, what are our problems? What are our pinpricks? What are our slightest thing we are getting disturbed? With the weather changes, we are getting disturbed. Whether wife smiles, we are happy. Wife frowns, we are unhappy. If the boss hysterical, we are unhappy. Boss attacks, we are unhappy. Boss smiles, we are happy. What is that we are current situation? Try to step up from this rajasic knowledge and tamasic knowledge to the sattvic knowledge. As much as possible, we gain this sattvic knowledge, that much you are free from these sufferings and sorrows of life. So, the only way to get out of this is first fix your percentage at the physical level. How much your knowledge pertaining to the body of tamasic nature. I know people, people say, sir, yoga, if you do some days and stop doing yoga, you become obese. Varieties ideas. Parents are carrying this kind of idea. Yoga will make you, if you stop yoga, you will become obesity. And you should not do, therefore better don't do. So avoid the doing yoga. It is so funny ideas. I have never come across variety ideas. Tamasic knowledge. If you do yoga and if you stop in the middle, you become obesity. I heard people telling, so if you do gym and for a continuous period of time and stop doing gym, then the body becomes, what is that called, loose. The fitness will lose. That can be understandable. What is that on the top of the whole world? I can't see this point. How yoga, if you stop, you become obese. There is no connection with yoga, physical asanas, I mean, and obesity. But people carry every level, all the tamasic knowledge they carry, and they claim that they know everything. The varieties, similarly, various, habits, physical habits, they have tamasic knowledge. Similarly, emotions, every level, whatever emotions they carry. So if you don't express love, if you don't tell I love you to another person, then it will be that person will leave you. You will not have love towards him. So on what basis? What is the definition of love? What is true love? What is false love? There is a very superficial understanding, and they say that all the time they have to buy the gifts and only to keep up that relationship going. If you stop buying gifts, stop remembering the birthday or marriage day, everything, the marriage goes. So you have to keep on by hearting the marriage day, by hearting the birthday, by hearting the all these things. It's a madness of mankind going. Tamasic knowledge. Why you have to remember the tragedies? Your birth itself a tragedy, and your marriage is another tragedy, and you want to remember and keep on developing. What is that? What is your purpose and goal, and where are you? But tamasic knowledge, you have to remember, or else the person will leave you and divorce will happen. And this is the flimsy grounds a human being without roots, without foundation, without rooted in the truths. The people are living in falsities, imaginations, and everybody's birthday means cake cutting. If you are not cutting cake, you have no birthday. So other day the watchman's child came and asking, sir, my neighbor's birthday or my birthday, we have to give some gift. It's a must. What is that? Where is these ideas are coming, and who is creating? All this knowledge currently every human being is having. What I can see is everybody is completely filled with tamasic knowledge in every area. God only will save this humanity at this moment. Tamasic knowledge and rajasic knowledge is the only knowledge everywhere we can see. When we can go to the sattvic knowledge, question to yourself. These three, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic knowledge, must be thoroughly analyzed in every little detail. It is not that it is a broadly given here, but if you sit down and think for yourself, every aspect of your life, morning, noon and night, every experience, every area. See, even the external houses itself, if the house is empty, house should be filled with furniture, and every wall should be filled with photos. Who told you? Why it is like that? No, that should be like that. Then only they call it house. If the house is empty, without furniture, without this thing, they can't take it. Something wrong with you. Something this thing. So every little thing people carry tamasic knowledge, tamasic ideas, tamasic situation, and rajasic knowledge rampant everywhere. I know I like this vegetable. You like that vegetable. I don't eat this. You don't eat that. From the food to sights, from the sounds, from the smell, everywhere there is a variety, diversity, plurality. In the one family, there is no one feeling, one camaraderie. Where is the possibility of oneness? Forget about the ultimate state of enlightenment. try to accommodate others, try to adjust with others, try to find oneness with everybody, and get to the core of the personality by gaining the more and more sattvic knowledge, more and more common factors, more and more feeling of oneness. You try to implement by putting effort, by gaining the Vedantic knowledge every day, 4 to 6 a.m. You have to study this sattvic knowledge, self-knowledge, to improve the sattvic knowledge. There is no other remedy, or else you will drop down to the Rajasic and Tamasic and you suffer immense loss. Thank you very much. We will continue in the next class. Hari Om.